What's good? Welcome to another episode of Sensible Reactions. And baby, we are back again. Okay. So we are about to react to this video, man. First of all, let me say what I have in my personal knowledge and opinion that only laws the universal laws, okay? Hey, I'm ShAyee. Alright. If you didn't know, like, yeah. But listen, anyway, I was watching this video earlier and I got about 6 minutes in. And honey, this was about how people do not care about the elderly anymore. And this one thing that this lady, this is just one person, did was just like OD. Okay, I just didn't understand, what did the lady do? You know, that's what I want to know. What happened for you to have literally shoved the freak out of an elderly lady off a bus? Okay, public transportation onto the solid concrete, as if she was a piece of paper, baby. As if she was a little rock, a little pebble, or something you needed to roll out. I just want to know what could have happened, and I just played in my head the scenarios of like trying to understand the most an elderly person can do. Don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. Elderly people, yes, older people. Elderly, I don't know which one seems more appropriate. All I know is people who been here longer than mine has been here. Okay, these people, baby, girl. Okay, anyway, these people been here longer than me. That's all I know. And I work primarily with senior citizens, okay? Elder people. And yes, okay? Yes, there are people who were once my age, who was once some of these younger people ages, who feel a certain way. You'll hear in a moment. But at some point of time, baby, at some point in time, hold on one second. At some point in time, baby, we gotta get them to kind of take it down a little bit, right? I get it, you know, because sometimes they are very much rude. Sometimes they are very much entitled. Sometimes they are very much feeling like they rule the world in a sense. And I never really liked that type of elder person, because I cannot learn from you and you cannot learn from me if you're already thinking that you are the end all be all, right? We are always growing, and I so appreciate my grandma. I know y'all hear me say, you know, different things in regards to her when it comes to elderly people, and teaching me about that, because me and my mama was 15 years apart. Okay, so that hit a lot different than me and my grandma. So hearing my grandma and being around somebody who was aging at the time in her 50s when I was like younger, and to just see how a person developed, you know what I'm saying, in elder age like that, bro, it hit different. But I know it's very different depending on the individual. Okay, my grandma has always been the type of person, for the most part, she's willing to learn. She's always open to new information. But just like anybody else, whether you use it or not, of course, that's one thing. Not saying she don't use any of the information, but you get my point. So when it comes to some elderly people, they get it, they got it, they understand that we are, you know, to be learned from and respected as well as individuals. Just that alone. And that just because they're younger than you, that don't mean that they have nothing to teach you or can't help you at all. I appreciate my grandma because she was open to learning, and she taught me a lot of things, and I've taught her things. You know what I'm saying? I put her onto different things as well. And she has always been that type of person, like that's what this is supposed to be. So my experience with elder people has been a little bit different to a degree. Because, baby, on the flip side of that, you run into people in public, like in church, because that was my one place where I got around so many different elders, was at church. You know what I'm saying? Outside of school, of course, but like church. Then you got the teachers, girl. I can't use a teacher as an example, because baby, I get it. I get it. Let me dismute. I get it. I get it, baby. I get it. But see, that go back to my last video. Go back and watch my sensible reaction videos. Just talking about grumpy older people. You know what I'm saying? But they got that heart within them. They ain't really grumpy. It's just that that's their defense mechanism, really. So for some people, I get it. We all grew up having to learn. We all have a past. We all have so many different things, baby, going on with us. And not everybody healed or developed, no matter how old they are, okay? So some elder people are very, very, very bitter. That's the truth. Do that mean you just shove them out the bus because they being a little aggy and being irritating and being annoying? No. Like, I think we all should be able to agree for the most part to that one. But some people don't give a, and that's what we're about to watch. Some people just don't care. They feel like elderly people should not be respected in any capacity, really. And that could be because they've just ran into some people who just one of the ones that never healed, that never grown. And not to put my growing business out there like that, but hearing her talk about kind of what be going on in her circle and in the places that she be in, the spaces, I'm like, yep. Some people just, it just never comes to. Never. Okay? Hopefully you don't be that person. Learn and do better. Okay? Don't nobody want to deal with no older, grumpy person. Just like don't nobody want to deal with no young, sassy, smart mouth little child. It's the same thing, okay? Nobody likes. But that don't mean go OD. Let's get into it. Ejection. I mean, that was pure ejection. I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. Woo, boy. I'm so grateful. Girl, sometimes I hear some of the stuff that she be telling me even now, and I'm just like, y'all better find y'all something to do with your time, okay? You better find you something to do with your time. Same thing with my mama. You better find you something to do with your time, okay? Girl be telling me what be going on, girl. I just be like, oh my goodness, my mama ain't even, there. But girl, yeah, these people be tripping. For real.
Break in the case of an 87-year-old woman shoved to the ground in Chelsea. Barbara Guster later died from her injuries.
We feel victimized. We feel easily victimized. And I began to feel vulnerable. And I think we're invisible because everything that is shown shows us as kind of taking.
Okay, I literally hate old.
Like this one right here. It's what you just want to. You just want to just. Cause girl, what? But let's hear her out. I'm not, like I said, I get it. But like sometimes you're the problem. You're the one that's entitled. And I'm not just saying that because I'm saying in general. I know plenty of younger people. I don't give a damn what their race is, what they look like. They be assholes and don't have no type of respect for anybody. Period. And it ain't because they don't respect me. You ain't even got there yet. And you already have this guard up and have this idea of what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense to me.
Old people are so horrible, most of them. I will never buy into that societal thing of like, oh, we need to like respect and protect elders.
I've come to a...
Are you talking to me on the toilet? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to smell that shit.
Pretty grim observation.
I'm cool.
Recently, that less and less people care about the elderly. And no, I'm not talking about giving up your bus seat. I'm talking about something much deeper. That's systemic. The way our society has stripped seniors of their dignity, respect, and sometimes just basic human compassion. Literally shoving them off a bus.
I'm talking about, bro, with all her might.
and their own local community sometimes
Damn
seems
near.
to be ignoring them or treating them as invisible. Once you get past a certain age, you stop being seen as wise or valuable anymore, and instead are treated like disposable, invisible, and a burden. But I'm a young Gen Z. Why do I care? Why should I care? Well, I care because I see it every day. Living with my 90-year-old grandmother and my other
No disrespect, my boy, but you say you a young Gen Z. How old are you? Because you definitely give you a dad. Like, you going to be in the next 2-3 years. I ain't trying to put that on you. That ain't what you want in your life. But I'm just saying, I'm saying, y'all give dad. It's interesting to see Gen Z. Like, y'all really do look like y'all are, like, grown, okay? Older. Grown. Y'all look like y'all be already in y'all 30s and 40s. Not to say him specifically look like he's in his 40s, but he sure look like he about 32 right now. I ain't even gonna cap to you. I can see the youth in his face. That's the thing. Like, you can see their youth in their eyes, but like everything else be given straight. Their eyes still have that youthfulness, but yeah. Yeah, man. And that's a whole nother thing. And it's so ironic though, because, you know, some of them focus on age, right? This whole ageism thing, whatever, that whole thing that's going on.
grandparents living in isolation and seeing how sometimes they're not treated as full human beings, and it kind of makes me sad. So I'm making this video to share what I've observed and maybe express why I think it matters. Firstly, let's talk about this clip.
Yes, because
It shows a 32-year-old woman shove a 71-year-old elder off the bus, and she lands on her face. She had to get taken to the hospital. Thank God, I don't think it's life.
I didn't even see. I was seeing that second clip, but I'm like, where's she at? Oh my God! I just literally saw her fly to the ground. Y'all look up at this part on this part of the video in case you was like me and didn't see it at first.
Why I think it matters. Firstly, let's talk about this clip. It shows a
Oh my goodness, bro!
Shove a 71-year-old
right here. Just look right there. That is ridiculous.
elder off the bus, and she lands on her face. She had to get taken to the hospital.
Huh? I need to see the rest of the video. I need to see the whole altercation. Cause what the fuck, bro? How?
Hospital. Thank God, I don't think it's life-threatening injuries, but this woman is now being faced with charges of assault and is now behind bars. Rightfully so. And yes, this video is an extreme level, but I think it speaks to the deeper and larger issue that society sometimes treats elders very poorly. And this leads me to my next topic, ageism.
I'm 58, and I just realized that I may never work again. Doesn't matter my skill set, what I do, how I've done, doesn't matter how well I interview. The fact of the matter is, I very likely have aged out.
This whole age thing is front and center
Dang.
right now. I just went into the grocery store. It's after work. There's people everywhere. And this older man, he's got to be in his 80s. He has his cart. We're in the self-checkouts, and he's trying to get into a self-checkout, and he asked the attendant, like that one person that takes care of everyone, my credit card won't work. And the attendant, who's like 20-something, he's like...
Now I'm thinking about this, because I did get to this point. Now I'm thinking about it. You said one very important thing. You said it to take care of everybody. And I'm not saying that he or she couldn't take a second to help this person. But like, I feel like that's what because you at work, and yeah, that's what you're supposed to do to a degree. But if you, especially, I don't know where you work, you the grocery store, baby, if you in Walmart, come on now. But no, like, I feel like everybody should contribute to the situation and be able to help. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got to do a job and you got to focus on everything else, because you're one person at a self-checkout, I'm going to let you do you. No, go ahead. I'll help them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a thing too. So.
If the credit card doesn't work, you're going to have to use cash, or you're just going to have to wait. And the guy just stood there. Like, he wasn't attending to...
Or you're going to have to wait. I mean, that's that. I don't know this. I don't know the situation. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, and I know how in the heat of the moment, you see that and you feel like it could have been done differently or better. But like, also, man, the stresses in certain places also hit different too. And do you react out in the best way always? No, you don't, right? It happens. We all have little moments sometimes. And not saying that this is what you should do, but yeah, he or she didn't, I should say he. Okay, so yeah, he didn't OD it, you know. So that's one good thing.
Everyone else, and this old doesn't work, you're gonna have to use cash, or you're just gonna have to wait. And the guy just stood there, like he wasn't attending to everyone else. And this old man who doesn't know what to do.
Okay, now we hit different. You weren't doing anything else. You weren't really paying attention to nothing else. You weren't doing nothing else. You should have helped that man. That was a part of your job description at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because initially when I heard this, I thought she was saying that the man's actual card was the problem. But turns out in a second you're going to hear it was the machine. He didn't understand how to use the machine, or whether he swiped or chipped, you know how they go. It's just more difficult for the people who are older to function in this society. And I just got finished talking about this in the other video as well. They start adding all these extras, and then these people don't know how to utilize what they have, you know what I'm saying, or troubleshoot in a moment, right? Because I know me, right? For example, if I swipe my card, it's not working. Okay, cool. Hit the chip. The chip don't work. All right, let's wipe it off. Boom. Now it works. You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff, but misunderstandings happen all the time. And yeah, so the way it was worded can also be a thing. But regardless, you know, if that's your job, go and at least try to check and see what's going on for sure. If you're not doing nothing, bro, like be for real. You ain't doing nothing. You could have helped her with this card.
Is standing among a bunch of people just rushing around, completely ignoring him. And I say to him, do you need help with your credit card? And he said, yes, please, that would be great. And I moved away I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional over this because this is going to be me someday. So I bring him over to the self-checkout before I even start. And he checks out his stuff, and he trusts me with his credit card, and I scan his credit card, and it goes through, and he says, thank you so much. And all I keep wondering is, why do we keep moving so quickly, just ignoring the most valuable people in our population, just ignoring this old man who probably already feels worthless and now feels even more worthless?
Don't project how he feel, because see, that's another thing too. Everybody look at elderly people as just these fragile people who, I don't think this is a good still shot to be on talking for her either. People also sometimes look at elderly people like they can do no wrong, which is also a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like, because her specific generation would almost, back then, growing up, when I was growing up, would make you feel like elderly people can do no wrong, almost. Like you gotta listen to everything that they say because they right. Having conversations with my grandmother made me realize just how much elderly people, or people who are the elders, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't always do right by the younger people in the younger generation, and teaching them, or really even being honest with them, especially back then, girl, these bullshit sayings and all this stuff. And some of it I know is stuff that they truly probably believed, but then some of it was just straight bullshit, just because you didn't want to have the conversation or fully explain or go into it. You feel like there was too much. They don't need to know this and they don't need to know that. So I don't always agree with just because they are older that they are what's the word that I want to use? I don't want to just say right, but like right. That's the only way I could put it. Like it don't mean that they are a credible source. That's what I'm going to say.
Just ignoring this old man who probably already feels worthless and now feels even more worthless.
What's going on? Can you talk to me? You know what happened?
What?
You know what happened to you besides you just fell?
No, I don't know what happened.
Unable to find work due to their age, strangers ignoring them in need, and nursing homes with their long history of elder abuse. Is it just me? Because I feel like society rejects seniors. When people get up to their 60s or 70s, society deems them as less valuable, less to give, because their minds are starting to deteriorate. So companies make the move and start to push out their older workers. Another possibility is that it could just be a cultural shift. There's this stigma towards elderly people. We don't see them as knowledgeable or wise anymore. The world that they grew up in has completely changed. Everything is digital. Self-serve kiosks, smartphone.
Not really. It hadn't completely changed like that, really. The way that you go about doing all of those things that they used to do is just done differently. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But the actual core of a lot of stuff hadn't really changed. A lot of this is the same old bullshit that's been going on, which is why y'all go and when y'all do y'all little and not just to him, but when y'all do y'all little stats and going back and doing y'all research and looking up facts and what was going on in this and all this, the whole history repeats itself situation. It ain't too much that's new. It's just repackaged. It's like the iPhones that they show them, right? It's just like the iPhones. You get it, you got it.
Ordering an Uber, Apple Pay, paying bills online, streaming services. We expect things in an instant, and our patience is becoming razor thin. In a culture that prizes youth, speed,
Now I agree.
efficiency, the elderly is in direct contrast to that. So sometimes they can be seen as an obstacle. And
I can definitely agree. And I remember days of getting irritated with having to explain and kind of, I've always been a helpful person when it comes to what I know. I'm always willing to share knowledge. But like sometimes, especially if it's a situation where I feel like you don't want to help yourself and you're not willing to just try and do an experiment on your own, and it's always just me having to, that is not going to work, okay? Because you can't rely on me, because I'm not always going to be available to you. So sometimes you have to just do things and mess up. The one thing I tried to tell my people when it came to that computer, okay? Let's talk elderly people and people who feel like they're just not computer literate. Is only a few things I need you to know, okay? If you know how to work your phone and go to YouTube, I want you to know. I want you to go and type in using a computer, specifically say Windows if that's what you have, using a Windows computer for beginners. Just like I told my grandma, you can literally, I can walk you through this, but repetition is what matters, which is why I said I'm not gonna be able to be your key. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna need to work that muscle. So use your resources to help you. You can go to YouTube on your phone, type in how to work a Windows computer. It'll start. I'm pretty sure the video is gonna show you how to. And I show her about the basics of using her phone. Same thing on YouTube. You go to YouTube, you know how to get there and type and hit search and click a video. The rest you can learn. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the time that you have. You know what I'm saying? Outside of doctor's appointments and your activities that you go to, you have more of the time. So what I'm saying is, how do you use it? How are you utilizing it? You know what I mean? All right. So I feel like that be my problem sometimes with elderly people. It's not even that they don't know. Sometimes they're not putting in the work to know for real. And if you give them resources and you tell them everything's just, it's too much, it's too difficult, they act like some of the younger kids do. You know, I'm not doing how that, I just want to know. So they are becoming just as impatient as well. Okay, baby? That's just from living long enough to be impatient with life and all of this BS. So it's understandable, but like, it is a situation to where if you're going to ask for the help, be ready to like really understand what's trying to be told to you. Like it's more to it, you know? And I know you might have questions, and that's cool. Write them down and ask me. You know what I'm saying? But like this got to be like a school project. But she ended up going to school where they have a computer class. So she learned about, okay, it's the same thing. They're walking you through it. And it just has to be done differently. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation. So that's all. They can learn.
That's kind of sad, because we're treating the elderly as lesser.
Don't disrespect your elders. They're disrespecting me. disrespect them. They need to be humbled as well. Age don't have to do with it. You're right.
Okay, I literally hate old people. Old people are so horrible. Most of them. Like,
Let me just say something. This new generation, because I didn't really hear this too much when I was coming up. The word hate. Y'all use that hate. I hate this. I hate that. I hate this. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Calm down with the hate word a little bit.
You're right.
okay, I literally hate old people. Old people are so horrible. Most of them. Like, I will never buy into that societal thing of like, oh, we need to like respect and protect elders, because most old people that you come across have a stank-ass attitude. And the way that they are so unreasonably cruel to young girls, especially beautiful women, it's just like, what the reason? Like, what the wrong with you? You expect me to like pick you up after you fall on the sidewalk, but you would scowl at me in public for no reason just because I'm like pretty or like I have tattoos? Pick yourself up. Let's see how well the artificial knee is working.
Ooh.
Ugh, like I love my grandparents. They do.
So, I feel like the environment makes a difference. Excuse me, not the environment. Well, that too, but like the region where you live makes a difference. Because, baby, I can only imagine. It's certain places right now that I have in mind when it comes to the elderly, bro. I know they ain't going. They just ain't going, baby. Okay? You got some that still get up in your face and get right and get, you know what I'm saying? Some of it is childish, you know? It is on both ends. But, man, we all here just trying to make it. You know what I mean? Let's get along for the most part. Like, chill. I'm going to speak from a younger perspective, too. Because, again, this is sensible reactions. I had to make this make sense. I'm not just going to be biased, okay? I'm for fair. I'm for equal opportunity, okay? But I don't think that these hands is equal opportunity for elderly people. I just can't see myself ball my fist up and punch somebody in the face that I know that's fragile. You feel me? I'm looking at you. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't. I never would consider that a thing to be done. You know what I mean? And then also, I'm not a violent person like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because I feel disrespected, I'm not just gonna haul off and just hit you in the mouth either. You know what I'm saying? It gotta make sense. Sensible. Gotta make sense. All right. But what I'm saying is, I still don't get it. Never. It's not anything, bro. I'm trying to think right now, even on a level of America's most hateful thing that can happen, right? Which is, let's say just say an elderly racist person, right, spits on me. Okay, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Being that that's coupled with a few things that's like over the top, it might rev me up. Okay, the engine might go up, like overheat, hot, steam, like cooking. But let me reason with you though. I still just don't see me. Not just that alone. So far we just right there. I don't see that alone just making me be like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see that. What I do see happening is me having to just be like, you gonna have this one. We ain't just finna just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just gonna be smooth, cool, we done. But you gonna have that one. Physically, I'm not here to react. It would take quite a bit of not disrespect. Women like, you're not finna just keep, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a thing called removing yourself, you know. But it would take me feeling like I have no way out of the situation for me to have to haul off and just pop. You know, like it has to be. You have no way out of this. If you can just walk away, just walk away. And I say that it's the same thing when it comes to all ages of people, all ranges of people, all ranges of situation. If you can't control your your temple, I'm gonna leave it right there. If you can't control your temple, you know. So, yeah, man, that's a lot, bro. Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
They are not in the category of bad old people. There are definitely some good ones, some cool ones.
Now, I agree with her that yes, respect is earned, and we're not just going to give respect to just anyone. But I disagree with her because I think there is at least some level of basic human decency that we should have for fellow neighbors and our fellow human beings. And maybe this is a hot take, but if an elderly person falls on the street or down the stairs, offering a helping hand to them, that's just part of being a community. But her, she would just walk right past them, don't care. And most of the comments on this video agree with her. As countries develop more, I feel like society is becoming more individualistic. We're losing community and relationships of all kinds, not just romantic, can sometimes feel transactional. If you don't provide what I need in the moment, well then get out of my way. I need to get what's mine and screw anyone else in my way. I'm the main character. Now I don't want to villainize the people.
Yeah. That whole main character energy, like, yeah, cool. Right, yeah. Cool. Right. But girl, be for real. We can't OD it. Like, people really, like, yes, spiritually you are on your own path, your own walk, but any spiritual person also knows that their environment and everything around them also contributes to their experience. So how can you negate or completely block out other people? You know what I mean? Like, you can't cookie cutter people. If everybody is the main character, how do you ever get a true side character? You feel what I'm saying? Without it being OD, I feel like when it's community and it's natural, then the side character whole is natural, you know. But y'all just like to OD it. That's it. Y'all just like to overdo it. Because I think y'all really miss and y'all as in the people who do it. When I say y'all, it means to the people it pertains to. So y'all would need to just like, and I would think that you would want to live in the reality of what this is. Sometimes y'all want to get too far from reality. The reality is we all in this motherfucker together. I'm never gonna like everything you do. You never gonna like everything I do. Can we get along 90% of the time? Yes, but that 10% is gonna be a motherfucker. And it's some people you're gonna get along with only 10% of the time, and 90% is gonna be a motherfucker. Yes, it's just what it is. Some people you're gonna get along with 0%. It's just what it is. But again, you can always walk away.
Act and think like this because I'm guilty of sometimes doing this, but I think this sense of entitlement can do more harm than good. And I speak to this main character syndrome and this entitlement issue further in depth in this video, so you can check it out.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like main character does work in certain parts of your life. I feel like truly we do need to be the main character in more parts of our lives, because especially as a person who's a giver, if you will, or somebody who is a helper, if you will, and your path, that's what your life is, like, you really can overdo it for other people and underdo it a lot for yourself. So I feel like that's real. So you do need boundaries. That's where that comes in at, you know.
Out there, if you want. Now, I do agree with her to the extent
Those
that
that common sense is dead.
are extremely difficult to work with. It's true. Some elderly have no filter, and they will say the most foul things to you, especially
Yes,
those with
indeed.
dementia.
Wait, get out of my house.
I live here.
Yeah, well, you're gonna get kicked out. I'm going to a lawyer.
No, I take care of you.
Yeah, you're not taking care of anybody. And get that off your face. You got the smirkiest, messy face I ever looked at.
Well, I live.
I don't count this though. That's the thing. I would never count this as true. Like, it's it's a broken string. You know what I'm saying? I can't count a broken string as a whole string. You know, of course, when you put it back together, it's whole. But at this point right now, it's two separate pieces. If you get it, you got it. I couldn't do that because it's just.
Banana.
Well, I don't love you, so just get it out of your head. So you.
Now for all the ones who are clearly in their right mind and their mouth just smart and they just ignite. They just ignite.
You have to worry about it.
Okay.
In the video, I think the elderly woman is talking to her own daughter. And I can't imagine how hard it is to hear all these hateful things being said to you by your own mother, but she just isn't in her right mind, and you still need to be the caregiver for her. But even then, I don't think that gives us the right to respond in cruelty and violence, to physically assault them, neglect them in nursing homes, or purposefully starve them because we want our revenge. That's beyond disrespect. That's abuse.
When you know, and then especially for the people who work in an environment in a mental hospital and you're abusing people, I don't get that either. Or working at an elderly home, because clearly the people that come in there, everybody ain't on the same wavelength. I never understood why people take certain jobs, just like young nurses. I don't understand why you take the job if you don't want to goddamn give a fuck about people. If you don't give a fuck about people, then go somewhere and do something where you don't give a fuck about people yet. Okay? Go be a fucking bounty hunter.
Horrifying. I mean, my mother was in there to be at care with these people to look after her and take her life into their hands and make sure she was well looked after. And they didn't. They didn't look after her at all. It did look like she was being just treated like a rag doll. It's like a dog that's not doing as it's told. You just throw it to the side. Yeah.
Okay, part 2, y'all. I hope nobody comes by. So, just to give you a bigger picture of what's going on, I worked in what's called an LTAC. It's a long-term care facility. Anyways, I saw literally neglect to the point where they would not move these people for so long that they would have a sore the size of my entire fist that I could fit into their coccyx, their lower back, or their ass.
Oh, God.
Long-term care homes.
Oh, this just makes me angry. It just makes me angry. It just makes me angry. It just makes me so angry. It really does. My goodness. Girl. Yeah, that just makes me so angry. I never really liked that. I never really thought that was a thing. I think it's corny. I think it's lame. I think it's all of the above on the level of being a shit human. Bro. Don't get me wrong. I've heard the horror stories. I have. But maybe if it's that bad, maybe you need to go somewhere else, and maybe they need to just shut nursing homes down, and then they deal with their family members. Or more people that actually care should actually apply for these jobs and be hired.
Of being understaffed, and sometimes having neglect or sometimes elder abuse occurring. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in every 6 adults ages 60 and above have experienced some sort of abuse in their community. And this number goes up when we look at long-term care homes and nursing homes, where the staff have reported 2/3 of them.
Exactly why I don't believe in this, man.
But of course, this doesn't mean all long-term care homes and nursing homes are abusive and don't provide good care. I'm sure there are many that do provide good care. I just wanted to highlight that this does happen. Maybe other long-term care homes have other issues that's not elder abuse, like funding issues, space issues, things like that.
This is my dad, okay? Why don't you give us a brief introduction to your background working with elder care homes?
Yeah, I've been involved with an organization called Arirang Age Friendly Community Center in Toronto and for about 8 years. And this organization provides adult day programs for seniors, and also we own and operate a 60-bed long-term care home.
And how much money have you funded recently?
For acquisition of the 60-bed home, we raised just over $5 million in 2021.
Awesome. And what are some problems with long-term care homes and facilities? Do you think there's any problems?
Older homes in Ontario, in Toronto area, there like some of the rooms have like 3-4 seniors in a room, so that's fairly crowded. And there's a long wait list for the seniors in the community. So many people families are struggling to care for their seniors at home with high needs while they're waiting for the spot to open up in the long-term care homes.
Do you think other cultures don't have as many long-term care homes?
Filipino communities, maybe Portuguese communities, like other communities, they don't have their own ethnic facilities. It means that the food, the language spoken at the home is not their mother tongue, so they have hard time adjusting.
Do you think COVID-19 has exacerbated some of the problems in long-term care homes?
Oh yeah, so with the COVID-19 and that the long-term care homes learned, the health professionals learned that having more space for seniors, like private spaces, so that reduce the chance of transmission of virus among the seniors is critical. So government is promoting more space, more independent private spaces for seniors.
I just thought about some. Well, I guess it had to be the workers because they're the only people that was coming in and out of the facilities. Because back home, I stayed across the street from a nursing facility, a nursing home, and their families would have to go to their window to see them and talk to them and stuff like that during that time. So I'm interested in, not interested. It just made me think about why. God, dog, it just made me think about how would they even catch it at all, you know?
In building new homes. And also, a lot of health professionals got burned out from the heavy load of work.
I watched this TED Talk in preparation for this video, and it spoke about the importance of self-care for caregivers when it comes to dealing with your aging parents.
And also how good it is, how important it is for self-care for you before you even become an elderly person. As much as you can do for yourself while you can to keep yourself healthy, your mind right, and all of these things you should. Because some of you people have the mindset that you're going to just let yourself run down and you're going to be a burden on your family with intent. Some people, yes, unfortunately, have an intent to be a human being and to just offload themselves, their non-healthiest version of themselves onto other people. Which is why you got some people when they're elderly and they have certain things going on, they do disrespectful shit intentionally. So I'm already knowing that. Again, it's not always people who are not in their right mind that's doing fucked up shit. Just because they're elderly don't mean that they are not capable. Right? Now, I know in long-term care facilities, that's a little bit different because typically they have more stuff going on to where they, but I know in just a nursing home, you got some people that do some wild things, bruh, as an elderly person. And I'm talking about from the sneaking and doing all of the things, bro. I used to watch a guy. Dang, what is his name? I'm looking at him right now, but I can't think of his name. And y'all probably know too. He was doing the videos. He worked at a nursing home. He was doing the different videos. He had the different characters. Man, what is his name, bro? Now I want to know. It's like, it's some grits. Hold on, y'all. Why do I want to say on the grits, girl? Oh, hold on, wait, y'all. Wait. Girl, it was something related to some grits. Oh, let's see. Hold up. Because, girl, he used to tickle me. But he just kind of talked about of course he made, it into a skit, so it's comedy. But he was definitely, let me see. Girl, he would yep, there you go. Floss the mag. That's it. On Greet's Nursing Home. Oh my goodness, I'm so freaking tickled. Girl, yes, he used to have all kind of videos. I don't even know, does he still make videos to this day? Let's see. He does. Oh wow. So he's moved to a psych ward? I don't know. Girl, I'm over here just now let me go back so I can show y'all. Cause if y'all remember, if you know, you know.
What's up, baby? How you doing? I'm
Mr. Clark, honey.
I'm doing good. You took your shower? Yeah, I took my shower, baby.
Okay, I'm gonna let you spend about 15 more minutes up in the day room with the rest of the residents. But in 15 minutes, you know you have to go to your bed and go to sleep, okay?
Okay,
babe,
okay.
You at least gotta lay down, okay?
All right.
You took your medicine?
I don't even know, baby. I'm
Look,
not sure.
I'm gonna need you to let me know if you took your medicine or not. Because you know, when you don't take your medicine, you get to doing real stupid stuff. I ain't got time for it tonight, Mr. Clark. I do not have time for it.
Okay,
So either you took your medicine or you didn't.
I think I did. I think I did.
15 more minutes. I'm gonna need you in your room, all right?
All right, baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, Miss Peaches.
Well, hey, beautiful.
Oh, I'm beautiful today, huh? I'm just...
This shows you the relationship and the dynamic when you care, but you have to be firm and you have to be stern. And you have to build the relationship because these people don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You do have to truly build a relationship. Some of it, again, remember I just said about 10 minutes ago, maybe 5. Everybody you ain't gonna get along with. I don't give a damn what their age is, what they look like, what it.
Because yesterday I was a bald-headed black bitch, coronavirus smelling bitch, ugly bitch, bald-headed bitch, all kind of bitches yesterday. But now I'm beautiful today, huh?
Yes, Tracy, you're beautiful.
Oh, okay. I guess you must be in a good mood. You took your medicine?
Yes, I took my medicine.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I guess
okay.
so.
Well, all right then. 15 more minutes, then we gotta go to bed. All right?
Okay, baby.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, Miss Butterworth.
Well, hey there, baby.
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Girl, Miss Butterworth is a trip.
Really get this shit over with. You sleepy yet?
Gonna have to smoke me some weed first.
Oh, okay. What about you took your medicine?
Yes, ma'am, I took my medicine.
Ooh, cool. Because you know when you don't take your medicine, you like to walk around naked, and I ain't got time. I don't want to see your naked booty today.
I know I got a nice ass, baby.
Baby, I don't want to see your old coochie. I don't want to see it, baby, because I already know you're pissing out dust.
Well, that's just rude.
I'm just playing.
That's okay, you
Miss Cox.
That's my name. Don't
Baby, I
worry
just know you ain't out the bed.
Yep, I'm out the bed.
What you doing out the bed, girl?
I decided I wanted to walk.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, I'm gonna give you 20 more minutes to stay out because you know you don't ever get out your bed. This is shocking. Baby, prop your feet up, okay? Because your feet swollen. You know, you got the bed.
She said she decided she wanted to walk, baby. Hello.
All right, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, baby.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I guess this is probably good night, but you know, y'all got 15, 20 minutes and we gotta get to bed.
This ended up being the perfect video to react to, and I didn't even have this in mind. But this was the perfect example. If y'all want to check him out, here you go right here. He got new content posted last 2 months ago. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, man, it's quite a situation, baby, because I know it's a lot that happens. I know it do.
Parents. And I think it's so real, it's so important, because I see it every day with my own parents. My mom is stressed all the time and worrying about her parents and whether they've eaten and their health and driving them to doctor appointments because they can't drive themselves and it's unsafe. My dad making sure her mom is bathing frequently and is eating every single day, and he gets angry and so stressed when she doesn't listen to him. And as their son, I'm trying to do things in little ways to help them out and relieve some of that stress, allow them space such that they can remove themselves from that situation. Every day after dinner, I ask, hey, let's go on a walk. And we go for like an hour-long walk with my dad, with my mom, and that gives them space to remove themselves from that situation.
But you see that? They're willing to go. They're willing to do it. And I want to speak to my community specifically. When you got your loved ones, your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, when they wanna help you have an outlet, accept that sometimes. Okay? Because the thing that happens is you deny the help, you dismiss the help, and you just kind of take it into yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like, if they offer to, hey, let's go for a ride. Hey, let's do this. Sometimes go ahead and go. You know?
We just have a conversation, right? Recently, my mom wanted to get back into working out, so I made a whole workout plan, and we did our first workout, a couple days ago, and we're doing it again today. So these small things, I think, can be important, especially as if you're a Gen Z or a millennial, maybe you can try to help out your parents if they are super stressed or burned out for caring about.
And willing to receive the help. That's that right there, man. That right there. If you are the parent, the grandparent, or whoever, be willing to receive the help that your younger counterparts are trying to your younger family members are trying to really put out there, man. Like just simple stuff. Hey, let's go walking. Ain't nobody finna go no walking. I ain't finna go walking. I don't feel like walking. We'll do it another time. We'll do it this day. We'll do. Okay? Listen. Especially somebody who live with you as the observer. Listen sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at you stressing. I'm looking at you doing this. Maybe we need to go and do this or do that. Simple.
Their parents and aging elderly parents. But here's the thing. Not every family is fortunate enough to be able to take in their elderly parents or even want to be the caregivers. Some adult children of these elderly parents refuse or don't want to be the caregivers. Every family is different.
What's gonna happen with the folks that have gone no contact with you?
But I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a whole 100,000 trillion million gazillion. I will never understand how you have two or more children, and nobody can get nothing together. I don't give a fuck what you say. That's BS. Okay? Nothing to help your parent? For real? Come on now, let's be for real. Half of y'all are there. You feel me? There. Your mama call you to do something simple and you never have none of the time in the world. Make it make sense, bro. Nothing for real.
I'm going to tell you right now, if the children who are no contact with their parents due to abuse and trauma are forced to be financially responsible for those same parents because of the filial laws, several things are going to happen very quickly, and none of them are good. The first thing...
Now, I get it. I get why some don't want to do for their parents. Trust me, I get it. I get it. That's a very, 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 very hard thing. And ultimately, it's going to come down to you making a decision. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I completely understand. Now, that also makes me think about for the people who have the absentee parent. And then they don't come back around until something's going on with them and looking for you to take care of them. That's a hard one as well.
What's going to happen is you are going to see elder abuse skyrocket, okay? Because if you force no-contact children to take care of their abusers, they are going to use every opportunity to abuse them back. And I know that sounds gruff, but it is going to happen. You are not going to be able to put traumatized grown adults in the same living situation as their much older abusive parents and think that everything's just fine.
I mean,
that children should always be the ones to take care of their elderly parents if they become dependent, I think is not fair for the children who experience violent abuse from those very same parents. This expectation that all children must be the sole caregivers for their aging parents is toxic. I think it creates cycles of abuse.
Agree.
Caring for the elderly differs from where you are in the world. I'm in Canada right now.
Facts.
We have some problems, but maybe you're in Netherlands or Iceland or Brazil. Like, is elderly care a problem where you are? Let me know. In India,
United States of America.
30% of houses are multi-generational. So
or America.
Generations are living under the same roof. Compare that to the, I think, 18% that US is right now. So maybe Indians wouldn't see it as much of a burden, maybe wouldn't even see it as a burden to take in their elderly parents and care for them at home under one roof. But other families from other countries, maybe in US, Canada, or somewhere else, may refuse to take in their elderly parents. They don't want to be the caregivers. They'd rather have their own privacy. In Japan, multi-generational housing has gone down significantly. This has created a lot of seniors living alone. And this has resulted into something called kodokushi, or the kodokushi phenomenon, meaning lonely death. 58,000 people aged 65 or older died alone in their homes in Japan. Some bodies found weeks.
You know something? I really wish in a world that was ever so great. And it could be. Honestly, we're only a few policies and a few repetitions away from being a heck of a lot of a better of a society. It's just about the fact that when the one who making the rules want to make sure that other rules are not coming into play, that's just what they're gonna do and what they can do. So right, that's just that, right? But like we really could do so much better, man. In a great world though, I feel like that would make the most sense, you know. And I know they talked about I know especially during 2020 it was a situation where people was feeling like, man, when after a while people gonna be living in like multi-generational homes, meaning your grandmama, the brother, sister, mama, daddy, all gonna be living in one house. And for some people, it's even up to aunts and uncles, but I think I really feel if family members could get along, one of the best things that they ever thought about was I'm trying to get the word it's called. God dang it, what is it called? It's not a homestead, girl. It's not a homestead. What is it called when multiple families live on the same land? Oh, it's right there, girl. Let's see. Girl. There we go. Let's compound. There we go. Or a multi-generational estate. Or homestead living. I guess homestead is then. Yeah. A compound. I feel like that is a dope situation. But I know realistically it doesn't make sense for everyone. But if it did, it would be so lovely for people to just get together and be able to put all their money in a pot and have this land that everybody own, and it continues to stay in generation for generation, in a great way, instead of in a way that sometimes unfortunately it happens where it's very toxic, and that's where you start to have some of those cults and all of the other bullshit that go on, incest and all the other craziness. Not that though. We're not talking about that. We want the good things, okay? Building wealth, building generational wealth, okay.
After they initially died. In Korea, they have one of the highest rates of elderly poverty and suicide. Now, this may be triggering, so just forewarning. Many older Koreans worked in the pre-welfare era, so they don't have a lot of pension to work with. And now they're forced into working into their 70s, 80s, even 90s, menial jobs like picking up trash off the street. And throw in the cost of living being terrible in like big cities in Korea, you get a lot of homeless elders. So feeling like society has rejected them, feeling like they are a burden to their children because of the high medical bills and being homeless, and they feel like they don't have a purpose anymore, so they resort to suicide. Now, when I first heard about the statistic, I remember crying so hard. Like, it broke me because I was like 14, 15 years old when I first heard the statistic, and I just can't imagine living in a society where the people who built the world that we're living in choosing to go out like that.
Exactly.
일을 하고 계신가요?
종이.
아, 종이 이렇게 주무시나요?
네, 종이 주워서 털어.
그래서 하루에 몇 시간 정도 일하세요?
아침에는 한 7시, 8시 나가 7시, 한 10시, 9시, 10시.
그러세요.
돈은 못 벌.
얼마나?
하고 가면은
예.
2,000원.
하루에요?
네.
해봐봐봐봐.
돈은 못 벌.
얼마나?
하고 가면은
예.
2,000원.
하루에요?
네. 힘든 거 하고 가면 2,000원. 10만 원 조금 더 버는 것 같아. 한 달에.
하루에 2,000원 벌어서 어떻게 식사를 하세요?
나는 빨리가 만들어 별로.
These are people that shaped our generation, right? Of course, our parents in between, but there should be more benefits for people like that. A lot more people taking care of them, and I feel like when you listen to their stories collectively, the reason they're doing that is because 손 벌리고 싶지 않아서.
Yeah, they don't want to negatively impact other people.
Yeah, that's what I heard from every grandma that we met today.
Every one of them.
The general consensus is I'm doing this because I don't want to ask my children for help.
Yeah.
How can you that's how selfless they are.
Now, I'm not here to fix the problems that Korea has, or Japan, or India, or anywhere else. I'm just simply highlighting that elder care looks different from country to country. In the US, money may not be the problem for the majority of elderly or seniors. It could just be social isolation that's the problem. In Canada, maybe it's the number of care facilities. The best solution is going to vary depending on where you live. But thankfully, it's not all doom and gloom. I don't want this video to just paint elders as helpless victims or silent victims, because not all of them are. There are plenty of seniors.
They ain't, man. It's plenty out here moving, traveling, in different activities, different groups. And I'm using my grandma for an example, girl, because baby, busybody. But she did that with intent, because she understood as someone with 5 kids and all of your kids have left your home and your grandkids are also no longer there. It hit different. And then also, of course, with other things, if you don't have certain other dynamics as well, it different. You know what I mean? So I'm proud of her because she really did prepare herself. At least from a social standpoint, financial too, of course, but from a standpoint to actually just understand and accept what this becomes. You feel what I'm saying? That's just it's just what it is right now. And so she has put herself in positions to get out and do things and have certain things. You're gonna always though have this moment where you're gonna feel lonely when you don't have people that are close to you, that know you, and that you share love with, to not be there. You feel what I'm saying? That of course always is going to hit different in comparison to having a stranger that may do it. Yeah, of course you can build that relationship over time, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it definitely hit different with somebody that you literally started from the beginning or the bottom, or you seen grow, it hit different. So yeah, but baby, they be out in the gym, they going out to eat with each other, you know what I'm saying? They're like getting out in baby family events, the day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? Just get out and go walking, riding bikes. Like it's life is still to be lived, but it's all about your conditioning. How much or how well were you taking care of yourself as you were getting older, which is the part that makes the difference. How much did you set yourself up as well, to be straight when retirement age comes, or when you get to a point where you're really done and tired of fucking working, bruh. That's the thing. And it looks a lot different for the people living now, especially in my opinion, coming up on certain ages. This stuff looks different, bro. I was talking to somebody, and it's like, I'm new to this, and, I'm just trying to understand, and this, they're not having this amount of benefits and this and that. And I'm like, I completely understand what you mean. I can just only imagine what it's going to look like when it's my turn to become 65. You know what I'm saying? That retirement age, or when it's my turn to start crossing over into certain areas. Because, girl, what the world look like now, and I'm pushing that many years, I'm doubling my life, plus more. I can only imagine, bro. I don't even know if we're going to have I don't even know if we're going to have real food by then. Okay? That's how ridiculous it has gotten. That's how ridiculous it has gotten. And I really, a lot of times, have this moment where I feel, not I don't say a lot, but I had this moment where I feel like, dang, man, it do sucks to be this old at this point in this time of life compared to at different times of life, man. I'm just trying to understand what life gonna look like in in 3 more years. Just that alone is what I'm trying to get through. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think about. Just looking at the first year, it's like, another little meme, like, girl,
promoting a healthy and active lifestyle, I think, is one of the biggest takeaways I want to give you watching this video. Because when seniors live strong and healthier lives at age 60, 65, 70, 75, they're probably going to live more independent and stronger lives by the time they're 80s or 90s. And because they're more independent into their later years, maybe they won't feel as much of a burden to their adult children.
Today's day one of training calisthenics in China. Today I'm in Shanghai and I found a local park with lots of Chinese grandpas. Time to train some calisthenics there.
That's what I've been thinking about this whole time. I'm like, girl, I know elderly people who bodied up. And that's what it made me think about this. Like, if you can physically work on your body as a person, if you, like, in your younger age, especially, let me say this, if you ain't gonna work out, if you have no plans on working out, at least start working out by your 40s, okay? At least start working out by your 40s. Because, baby, 50 come fast, and your body ain't doing what it used to do. So I'm gonna need you to tighten up as sooner as possible. You feel what I'm saying? That's why again, I'm grateful. My grandma made it very, very clear. Like, she has helped me realize, like, not even, I don't know how conscious it was on her end. I think for her, it was just life lessons, just regular, just her being her and what she learned, you know what I'm saying? And her just spewing. But, like, posture, right? Posture is a big thing. Later on, you having back problems, sleeping a certain way, doing this a certain, like, there's so many things, man. It's so many things. And yes, sometimes you're gonna do what you want to do, man, and you're gonna slip up and things gonna happen. She human, right? Yeah. But overall, making sure you stay active, making sure you move, and she really big on that. When I used to get sick, get up and move. Get up and do a little move. Yeah, you rest, but also you're gonna get up and walk around, and you know what I'm saying? So you're not crippling yourself. So yeah, I definitely have looked at life and growing older from looking through my lens at my grandma aging, and to getting to see her from her 50s to her 70s. Boy, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think. It's absolutely crazy to think about. But it's just me right now, just replaying life. It's making me a little emotional right now. But anyway, me replaying life, man, just thinking about and just growing up, bro. It's always been amazing to see. And she was the person who, you know, people, you always doing something. You always, you know, moving around, doing this. She loved to dance, right? She loved to sing, all that stuff, man. And it's just, I feel like, bro, people like really don't appreciate that in life, bro. You feel me? Just because you know you're gonna get older, and it's been put into your head that you're gonna get older and you're gonna have all these health issues, and you know you're gonna be on all these medications. You don't know the amount of people I talk to, and they feel like they're projecting and putting stuff on themselves before it even hit. They're also feeling like this is what they have going on was inevitable, just solely off of their age and getting older, not understanding and correlating their choices with what has occurred. You feel me? Not just everything that you choose to put yourself in. Like, every environment ain't 100% controlled, clearly, right? So certain things are going to happen, right? It is, but there's a good chunk of things that we can do to better assist ourselves, and that's the only part that I want us to be realistic about, bro. That's it. See, that's sustainable. You know what I'm saying? Calisthenics is sustainable because you're working with something you always have so long as you're living, and that's your body. You feel me? You work out. No, you don't need no weights. You don't need this. You don't need that. Just start by doing squats. Use a chair. You know what I'm saying? Do little things. That's it, man. That's it. And I appreciate the fact that, too, with her being older, she still was helping her elders with that same mindset of, like, you need to move around, get up. She'll go to her friend's house, her elder friends, you know, go walk around with them, sit and talk to them, and it's all of that. You feel me? My grandma's an Aquarius as well, though, so humanitarian exists there. I also got a part of that as well, so yeah. But it's just beautiful to see. So just like he said, he went out there to do calisthenics with them. That's a part of it. But you see how they're receptive. They're already in the zone, but they're receptive to the camaraderie. That's the part. Okay, bodied.
I ask people who are really fit what they do for their workout.
Okay, hold on, girl. You sure got some arms on you to pick up that boy.
You have to do more than push-ups. You have very nice arms.
He's 96. You look around, everybody you knew is dead. Okay? You're dead or you're going to walk
Yep.
around. You're on a treadmill anyway. They don't do anything. Waiting.
That right there, too. That right what's on the screen. That right there. Do you not know? Man, the amount of conversations I've had with elderly people. I love talking to people older than me. Like, I love talking to people older than me, okay? I feel like it's so interesting because they've been here. They've seen so many things you didn't see. They kind of close the gap. And they put certain things into perspective. They also cut out some of the lies and the BS that you know, that they say happened, which didn't happen, because these people actually lived through this and they know what actually did happen. So elderly people do have very much value to the world. It's just also about the individual that you're talking to and who gonna give you the value. And are you willing to listen? Are you open to receive, or do you feel like they don't know anything? You would be crazy to think an elderly person don't know nothing. Like you delusional. You need to grow up. So anyway, that right there, I've heard that whole thing of people who even in their 70s, 60s, 80s, talking about most of the people that they know and grew up with gone. At one point in time, man, my grandma was going to after the people who she known or had classmates, and they had this going on, and had that going on, and this, and it's just like, man, how wild is that everybody you ever grew up with and everybody that you've ever known, for the most part, is gone, and you still here. That's wild. That has to be wild. You've outlived pretty much damn near your whole family in some cases. I could only imagine, bro. All your friends that they just didn't take care of themselves and
Die. I'm still active, okay? I'm not here to die. I'm here to live.
And I mean, look at this guy. He's what, 70, 80 years old? He's probably stronger than I am, and that's sad for me, honestly. He gets some slack or judgment for doing Tai Chi in the park. But, I mean, come on. They're having a community. They are exercising every day doing this. Like, this should be celebrated, not scorned. But to be fair, I feel like some of the exercises that I see elderly Asian people do online can get a little bit weird. Like, what is this guy doing? How is this accomplishing anything?
Girl, wait, hold on, what? Oh, that's definitely accomplishing. I can see what that's accomplishing, baby. His flexibility is to the roof, and that's the one thing that I appreciate. And I talked about recently too with some people, like with my grandma actually, and a friend of mine. Like when it comes to, from what I've seen from the Chinese community, man, I don't know specifically what areas to spew out, but man, they, out of everybody that I've known of in this world, for the most part, outside of them as elderly people, they are flexible. They are working out. They are moving their bodies. They drinking tea. They getting their herbs. They getting their vegetables. It hit different. For sure. Oh, he finna fight something, ain't it? What the heck?
Before the internet, maybe even earlier, growing old meant being respected.
My boy,
The wise elder
now I don't know what you doing. I know you ain't gonna have no more kids no time
being
soon,
ignored,
but
shoved
sir.
aside, tucked away in some care home and forgotten. What used to be someone who we honor and had dignity, now is someone who is invisible and sometimes treated like garbage. And it makes me wonder, how did we get here? And when
Bro,
we're
why
their
you do
age,
that?
How do we want to be treated? Do we want to be treated like
Now why you do that, man? Why did you do that?
actual human beings that has a community, or like a problem to be managed? Ignoring the issue of elder care now is not going to solve the problem. It only guarantees that when we're their age, we're going to be put in the same broken system. And here's a scary statistic. By 2050, more than 2 billion people worldwide are going to be above the age of 65. But I want to know what you think. Do you think society has neglected and is not funding elder care enough? Do you think we should improve the conditions of these nursing and long-term care homes so it doesn't feel like we're warehousing elders? Maybe we should encourage more people to stay at home as long as possible. Improve the housing such that it's elder friendly. Removing carpeted so that the walking canes remove function. Remove any mats so that prevent any tripping hazards. Things like this. Or maybe it's as simple as being more friendly.
Some people don't even think that far
making
though.
them feel welcome and they have social interaction. Let me know. If you're new here, subscribe. Give this video a like. I do commentary videos like.
Girl, I'm finna get ready to just become a consultant, okay? I'm about to become a consultant for elderly spaces. Okay, this is what should be here. You might need to remove this. You need to move that over a little bit. It's just like baby proofing. You just pay me to come in and elderly proof your home. Elderly proof the environment. But you know what's crazy? Those are the niche things that blow up. For anybody to take my idea, I hope you have much success. And I hope that you do it for the right reason and that you really help the elderly people out.
This every single week. We have a fun time.
Okay, I thought he was done. Figured so. So, let me hit the like button right quick. So, anyway, girl. This has been a long one. My videos typically don't run nowhere near an hour. Okay? Just for one video, unless I was doing like my podcast I used to do at the time, back in 2020. Been a minute. But anyway, man, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you had some good things to kind of reflect on and think about and consider and all of those beautiful things, right? Yeah. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'm about to get out of here. I really have not had a moment, honey, at all really today. So I'm about to take that. I'm about to go and lay down and relax my mind. Okay, baby? Since I ain't eating nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. Nah, but I'm about to eat me some seeds and stuff and go and cut this tea on. Girl, hold on, wait, what? It's too late to drink the tea. I can't drink the tea because it's 2 hours. When I put it in my cup, baby. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours, I put it in my cup, baby, and we gone. Okay? It's gonna take 7 hours just for it to cool down. So, yeah. Then it gotta digest. Then it gotta, yeah. Yeah, I have a good one, though. I enjoyed this video. Because this is a real conversation, for real. Because make it make sense to me, bruh. Sensible reactions. I'm gone. Y'all have a good one.